Hey, hello everyone, welcome! Saturday afternoon, meaning it's Scion, Birth of the New Gods. I am Simon at Wondering DM, I use he, him pronouns, and today I will be the Fates, so the GM, for our game of Mythic Storytelling. We have one player missing this afternoon, but he should be back next week. The joy of having two adult. Without further ado, let's introduce all of our cast, and then we'll pick back where we left off 2 weeks ago with some very disconcerting discoveries that the party has made. But we'll start our intros with the person to my right on the overlay, and we'll go around clockwise. Lynn, you're first. How are you?
Good. We get to play. Although, like, my character's probably did not have the best ended session. That getting memories being snapped on. That's never good. But yeah, I'm Lynn Fleisers, she her, and I am playing D. Also she her, daughter of Inari.
Up next we have Renee. Hi.
Hi, I'm Renee. I am playing Morning, and we are both she/her. I also finally got my morning hair on for this game today, so I'm excited to be here. Oh, daughter of the Morgan, totally a warrior god.
And moving on to the next person, Hannah. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I am doing fine. I am Hannah. I use she, her pronouns. Hanimation Art on Twitter, Hanimation Studios everywhere else. And in this game, I am playing Kieran Kearney, the adorable and charming son of Loki who uses he, him pronouns.
I mean, you're right on all counts. You just left out the most important one. He's flaming hot.
That too, yeah. You're right.
As literally on fire. Up next, our last player for today, Anino. Hi.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Anino. I use he, him pronouns, and in this campaign, I play Eddie Kahele, the ill-fated son of the Monkey King.
And to go back to where we were, this small town of Donard in Ireland. Quiet little village, the place where you found Mr. Peter Bloom, the old owner of ex-owner of a junkyard in England, who had retired to Ireland after the death of his best friend, Killian. Mr. Bloom has been haunted in the past by this one-eyed dog spirit thing. Wasn't quite sure what it was exactly. And the creature kept, peering through his window, and despite any call that Mr. Bloom had put out to the police, to even private security at some point, no one really believed him. There wasn't anything. So the 5 of you have decided to investigate. You went to Bloom's home in Donard, and Dee found out that Mr. Bloom was keeping I'll say an heirloom, a torque from his friend Killian under his pillow in his bedroom. Using this, you were able to convince him that it was in his best interest to let you help him, and that you actually could do something. And so decided to sort of prepare an ambush for the dog. 4 of you, so leaving Finbar with Mr. Bloom, you left to find a place elsewhere to sort of stake out for the night, with the torque in your hand. Before that happened, however, there was something else regarding the town of Donard. Morning went on a hike to try to find spirits that could potentially explain the presence of the dog, And what she discovered instead was that these three spirits, one of whom still hasn't gone anywhere, Angus, but there is this house, certain distance away from Dunard, this little home that saw a massacre a long time ago during the Irish Rebellion. And the door to that cottage is actually a door that leads to somewhere. At least from Morning's perspective, it leads to the garden, which isn't false, by the way, but it may just be a door to other places as well. The two of the spirits went through. The third one still has some unfinished business, and so might stick around a while longer, but did promise to let Morning know when the time comes. And I believe, Morning, you said that you would be back from time to time, something like that?
I let them know where the location of the gate was, and I just said, if you need me to check back in, I can. And so I'll probably come back in like a week to see how they're doing. But otherwise, they do know how to pass on. They know where to go. And I left them with that information that they can resolve some of their things, do some processing, and then choose when to go.
And so after that happened, you went to a little campground nearby. And the dog finally manifested itself at Mr. Bloom's house. You rushed back to help, and the moment Morning hit the dog with her sword, that one-eyed creature just dissipated.
Oh, but it also affected memories.
Yes, but it dissipated, but not before eating away at some of these memories. In fact,
Yeah.
he looked
Good.
into your eyes, and you started forgetting things about that evening when y'all had dinner at Dee's mom's house. But the moment it disappeared, you regained your memories. And that's where we are today. So I was right originally when we were in the green room, y'all. It's nighttime. And we're back in Dunard, in the home of Mr. Bloom. He looks at four of you. I think, Eddie, you were still outside coming in at that point, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So let me know when you want to arrive. Like, you can already be there if you want, as we like start tonight, today.
Yeah, so he will actually go through the doors and then look around and notice that, everyone has stopped. The dog is gone. You just see his shoulders droop a little. And he'll toss the pipe that he had picked up off to the side in disgust.
Where did it go? Morning looks at D.
D is like kind of like leaning against the wall. It's like I don't know.
Are you okay?
I think so. I think when that thing looked at me, it made me forget things. I remember it now, but in the moment, I don't like what that thing wants with us.
I feel like one sword hit shouldn't have made it disappear.
You would know more than I.
No, I know. It was like hitting nothing or like slicing through smoke almost.
I don't know exactly what that means, but I don't think that we people like us should be here.
But what about Killian? What about the mystery, the intrigue? No?
I don't. I think this goes way beyond finding what's bothering him.
It does have to do with the sky.
Yeah. And I got the feeling that whatever that is in the sky and whatever that creature was, I think it sees us as food.
You're not thinking of leaving, are you? Mr. Bloom says.
I don't know.
Does he have the torque again now? Have we given it back to him?
No, I think D either D still has it or one of you still has it.
I think D still has.
And we inferred that it's probably a source of protection from the creature entering the house, right?
I don't know if any one of you actually you know that it's special. You know that it's magical. I know that some of you have the power to, like, quote unquote identify birthrights or magic or stuff like that. I don't remember which one, so I'm just going frantically through all your character sheets.
Right. I think we inferred because when we took it the dog entered the house for the first time when we took it away from the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's Finbar who has it.
Okay, yeah.
Presence of Magic, I believe it is.
Finbar, please help us.
And he definitely can.
Friend who is definitely present here today. We miss you, Robert.
Presence of Magic. When you're near an object or a place of true magical or sacred power. Okay. So this bypasses the need to make any kind of occult roll to identify a place or object. So any one of you can do it. It's just if Finbar takes a few minutes, or however long he needs, it will, it's done automatically. No need to roll.
Right,
Whereas the rest of you would need to roll an occult check.
I think we would pass it off to Finbar and let him do some investigation, at least while we regather our thoughts.
That works.
And figure out what we're gonna do next.
For game purposes, let's say it always takes between 15 minutes to a half hour.
Okay.
So that you can't really do it in a pinch, but it doesn't necessarily. It's not super time consuming either.
Right.
Bloom will still. He is, paralyzed. D, you remember you told him to run into his room.
Mm-hmm.
He's just he cracked open the door and is looking at you. He hasn't moved an inch since then. Are you all sure he won't come back?
She'll shake her head, but you can probably come out. It's gone for now, it looks like.
I don't know. I think you can count on the fact that it'll probably be back.
Yeah, I mean, but just hold the thing from your friend. Tight.
For the time being.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, but you promised to give it back.
Oh yeah. We always return everything we take.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in Japan, a printer is printing out wanted posters of all of you.
What did
Three of
y'all
us.
do? Yeah.
Three.
Yeah, no, that's true. 3 of you.
I wasn't there.
after a few minutes, Finbar will, have his eureka moment, and say, with an Irish accent that I will not attempt to do, but he points to the torque and says, This is just like the gift that we were given.
Oh.
The horse heads threw me off first time. It is goldish in origin. I believe it belongs to the guy that Simon needs to look the name of in his notes. Because I'm looking at the item and not at the person. Oh, yay, yeah, this is Scion of the Goal Pantheon. The Nemeton Devos. Yeah, but which one of them had Forge again? So it's the, made by the god of the Forge, whose name is Essos. And the torque itself actually taps into the power of Essos. In game terms, anyone who wears it has access to the Forge purview. So it makes anyone who wears it basically a divine crafter.
Kind of off to the side, Morning goes over to Eddie and is just like, do you think that dog thing ate Killian?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Or God, I hope not. It looks unnatural.
That would make sense if it.
I mean, at what
him.
point does a memory make a person?
Did you die from having no memories?
I don't know. But it seems like these memories are different. They're not just normal memories. There's power in them. I don't know. I'm speculating. I've never seen anything like this, and I certainly haven't had anyone walk in and say, "Hi, yes, cause of death, no memories." So does Finbar get the sense that this torque is protecting Bloom at all?
Oddly enough, it's not. Well, in the immediate, so from Finbar's analysis of the thing, that's the only purpose it has is to make whoever wears it, it turns them into a blacksmith. And I mean, not just a blacksmith, like a creator extraordinaire.
Right.
But that is all. There is no protection spell on it. There's no a divine shield or even like the feel of being watched over by a divine parent or anything of the sort. It's just, and he almost says it with some disappointment in his voice, it's just a torque.
But this was Killian's, right?
Bloom at this point has opened the door a bit more. He's still standing like in the doorway.
Bless, yeah.
still holding, like clutching to the handle, but he nods. Yeah, he would never be seen without it.
What has he
Maybe.
made?
Killian?
Yes, was he a creator, an artist of some kind?
I've never seen him create anything.
D?
Killian was kind of reserved, guarded.
Anything unusual about him? Anything that just was strange in any way? Things that didn't add up.
Now, and he's going to take a while, like begin a sentence, cut short, think, say something, stop. And then he goes, I think there was something, but I cannot remember it anymore. It's when we met all those years ago. Something struck me as odd in him, and not in a bad sense, mind you. It's what drew me to him. I don't remember if it was his car or his clothes, but there was definitely something. I can't, for the life of me, I can't recall.
When you saw the dog,
Yes.
did you look in its eyes? Did you feel anything?
That one big eye.
Yes.
I saw it. I didn't stare into it, if that's what you mean. But I did see. Sorry, I did see it enough so I knew it had only one eye.
How much of your friend can you actually remember?
Well, Killian, I remember what he looked like. Short, blonde, big handlebar mustache. It was horrible and completely passé. No one wears that anymore.
How long did you know him?
I think it went on about 14 years. Yeah, it was early 2000. No, wait. I think we met in the 90s. I didn't have any computer system at the junkyard. The track, what came in and what we had. Did I? When did I start using? Killian helped me set it up, but I don't remember when it was.
I think if there's an extended moment where Bloom just is like in thought, she's going to motion to the others like, I want to talk. We need to talk.
Oh yeah, like I'm saying things a lot faster than Bloom is recalling them.
Yeah.
Right,
okay.
of course.
Yeah. It's weird that you know someone for almost 2 decades and you can't think of anything other than surface things.
Bloom, do you mind giving us a moment? We're not leaving. We just need to do some strategizing.
Gonna make sure that it's gone.
Check the perimeter. Yeah.
I've seen what you can do. And he like slowly closes the door back. And you hear again like the scraping of a heavy piece of furniture being moved by the door.
Oh, that's not gonna help at all. I'm sorry.
The illusion of safety.
The illusion of safety for them.
Right.
Oh.
Do you want to go outside, Dee, or?
Yeah, we should step outside.
Yeah.
Maybe we should head back home for a moment.
I did just tell him we weren't going to leave.
We'll be back.
We should.
Like
if we're gonna tell him we're gonna leave, we should. I mean, if we're gonna leave, we should tell him. I mean, I don't want to be here anymore than. I don't want to be here at all, but I would feel bad if we just abandoned him here.
We're not abandoning him. We'll come right back.
Still.
I don't. Okay.
Still.
Sure. Let's just step outside for a minute, maybe.
Yeah. Need some air, anyways.
Oh, I don't want anyone to listen into what we're doing. It sounds like there's something out there with supernatural abilities that can find.
I'm not so
It's
concerned
fine.
about anyone listening in so much as Blue listening in. Morning
fine.
is being quiet. Yes.
Nobody can hear us anyway because I have a knack skill called complete privacy.
What?
Okay.
Wow.
Oh.
Cool.
Oh, that's useful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you need to? You don't need to activate it or anything, right? It's just always.
It says by reinforcing the importance of your personal boundaries, any interactions you take cannot be listened in on. Your lips cannot be read. Your phone cannot be tapped by use of mundane means. Add +2 difficulty to attempts to tail you.
So yeah, you just need to like basically state out loud like what your personal boundaries are for like a given conversation or situation, and that's how it activates. You just need to like basically will it into existence.
We're going to have a talk amongst ourselves. We'll be back. There you go.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's convenient.
That is so convenient. I
she'll-
don't want to go outside.
Yeah, she'll cross her arms. It's like, okay, I'm not an expert in this, and just by the feeling I got from what that thing briefly took from me, I think that thing was feeding on him.
Yeah, it does seem like that, huh?
Because when I looked at it, I forgot that dinner with my mother, where all you were there for. I didn't realize it was gone until it came back after I stopped looking at it and after it had disappeared. So,
Is that the only memory it took?
as far as I know, the torque doesn't seem to be protection because it didn't want at that moment to do anything. Maybe it just needed enough to sustain itself for whatever it needed to do.
Maybe
Like
it was
it's-
drawn to you because you had fresh memories of other supernatural beings like us. It
Or
specifically
us.
singled out the ones of godlings. Yeah.
Yes. Hence my feeling of not wanting to necessarily be here. Because if it knows that we're all here
It may be back.
with more, that there is closely knit group of food. And I'm starting to get the hint that maybe, hopefully this isn't true, but that physical methods will not be super useful on it.
Honestly, couldn't tell if it was super effective or super ineffective. It kind of felt like both.
Maybe it didn't need to be. Maybe it got what it wanted.
Maybe.
I mean, if we're gonna leave, we should at least take him with us.
Can I, above table, is Bloom a godling that we know of?
He doesn't smell like anything.
Right.
Well, I mean,
okay.
he's, you know what I mean.
Right.
It's not a godling, but as long as he has this piece of Killian in his possession, he has memories of
Yes,
Killian,
yeah.
who is a
Killian,
godling.
right.
Yeah.
And so it's about his connection with Killian and not the reverse. So with Dee, it was the reverse. Her memories of her mom, the like mortal that she was most like a mortal she was connected to. Gosh.
I mean, you almost got it. Morning, can you make an occult roll?
Yeah, I absolutely can.
Like the cult.
Okay, cool. Yeah, she's pondering. She's trying to figure this out. And it's very much like she's got, a finger on her chin, like thinking through all of this. Occult plus anything?
Intellect.
Intellect. There it is.
Oh,
0 successes. That was very bad.
Did you
Nice.
want to take some of the momentum or not?
take some.
There's 4 points.
Go ahead.
I also have just worth saying, I have a specialty in like occult pertaining to the dead.
So the specialty, what it does is if you have 1 success, you automatically get a bonus 1. It's an enhancement of 1.
Right. So
But
worth
if
mentioning.
you fail, you also get 2 momentum.
Okay. So how much momentum do we have and how much do y'all
I'm
feel?
fine with using as much momentum to figure out what this thing is.
There's
Or
4
like,
in
what
the
idea?
pool.
Yeah.
There's 4 in the pool and I need more. Okay. Well,
Because of your specialty, you need only 1 success.
right, exactly. That's why I'm saying it's worth mentioning. Do you want to like spare 2? Do you want to go all in? Like what?
That's dangerous. Let's go all in.
Let's go all in.
I want
Hannah?
Here's the thing. I don't know that Killian is dead. He said he disappeared mysteriously. He hasn't seen him. I don't know that a purview pertaining to the dead would be particularly useful in this instance. Do we want to take the gamble? I'd use 2, not all 4.
I can do 2. Okay, let's
Then
do
we go
2.
with
2d10. Ah,
no.
yeah, no.
So-
D10s, come on. What?
Try as you might, Morning. But by the way,
thinking so hard, but I'm so distracted because I don't.
but as a failure in a specialty skill, you get 2 momentum back. So it's like nothing happened.
Great.
But you try as you might, you know that there is something. When you mentioned earlier, the connection seems to go one way more than another. Like, for him, it's the human forgetting about the divine, but for Dee, it was the opposite. There is something there,
I think I expressed that, and I'm just like, I feel like I'm on the verge of figuring something out, but I can't get past the idea of forgetting all of you.
Well, what do you have? What's the theory that you're working with so far?
Well, so it's different, right? Like, if they feed on this divine memory and connection with mortals, so therefore Dee lost a memory of her mom, one of the important mortals to her, But how then is it feeding off of just a mortal's memories of Killian? Like that feels like
Right, but there's a different common denominator there, you see, because his memories are of Killian, who's a godling like us, right? And Dee's
Yeah.
memory had all of us in it, all of us godlings in it. So
There was still that connection, whether or not it was
so
one way or the
you
other,
think
right?
the memory wasn't about Dee's mother, it was about
us. I think he's feeding on memories of godlings specifically. And as long as what's his face over there, the man, has this thingamabob with him that reminds him of Killian, then he's still got memories that this thing can come back and continuously feed on, because every time he sees it, he's reminded of Killian. It's like a ever-filling well, you know? The metaphor escapes me, but
Or a battery, right? Like
Right,
it doesn't
sure.
seem to like be consistent. It's like whenever it needs to, it just shows up. Don't
So-
like it.
yeah, the bleak end game of this is that either he could completely forget his friend, or we can draw this thing away with more tasty memories of more godlings, so that he'll leave this man alone with what memories he's got left.
but you
And
don't
how are
want
we
to
going to deal with
do
it?
that.
I
no.
don't like the idea that it could travel with us, or now it has,
Oh, I
My
don't like
smell
that
to
idea
it.
either.
and it'll
Who-
do the same thing to me, and it'll go to my mom. Shit.
Who deals with this sort of thing but us? Who else is there to protect people from losing memories of their loved ones? I mean, Dee, what if this thing found your mom?
Yeah, that's when or anybody that is mortal and it's close to us has that same threat to it. God.
Do we know the motivation of the big guy in the sky? The big eye, the big guy with the big eye in the sky.
Oh, hello.
His motivation? Because
Um,
either this is some sort of weird failsafe to keep the world from knowing about Godling's existence, to keep us safe, or this is in some way empowering something sinister. So it's either a good thing or a bad thing.
What Finbar can tell you about Baelor, because Baelor is a titan in Irish mythology. He was the leader of the Fomorians. Basically, imagine giants, right?
Mhm.
And he's a one-eyed giant, like a cyclop.
Cool.
And his eye could do everything. Imagine Baelor was actually the inspiration for the Eye of Sauron in Lord of the Rings. So you don't want to look into his eye. The eye could kill. In fact, the eye could burn entire fields, kill an entire army. And a lot of times, Baelor would basically be like asked by gods or even titans to go and kill someone on their behalf. Baelor was also the grandfather of Lu, the god of light. And it is Lu who killed his grandfather with a sling stone. Basically shot a sling stone through his eye, pierced it, and Baelor fell. Baelor had a castle in Ireland. That's about it. There's a lot of different account in the story. Sometimes Baelor has not but one eye, but like 5, or 3, or 7, or it's never 2. It's always another number. And the eye is normally protected because, it's a single weak point. Baelor is just a force of destruction and reckoning. Hello, kitten.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I
Aw,
promise
that's
I'm
okay.
listening about Baelor, but I'm also very distracted by Kiri. She likes to attack people on the screen and usually goes after my GMs. So, Simon, I'm sorry you are the victim of the computer screen murder today. Computer screen murder kitten. No, do not eat that.
Woe is me.
Yeah.
Aw.
But yeah, so there isn't anything about memory or even like taking away from like the soul or the whatever. Like Baelor is pretty much an entity focused on like physical destruction.
Not subtle. Not as subtle.
Not subtle at all.
Judging by said giant eye in the sky. Fits.
Is there any chance Finbar, and I say this knowing that Robert may still be in chat, Finbar would be willing to reach out to his research assistant and
Nemain?
Nemain, and make like a sub project of creatures who might be tied to Baelor, because if Baelor himself is not responsible for this purview over memory, it's still possible that like something. Yeah, because we know this dog is tied to Baelor, but we don't know how, and it could just be like a creature for hire, basically, or a pet, like and it may be worth doing some research, but I don't know that we have the space or capacity to do that right now.
I'm fairly certain that Finbar would agree. Yeah, he sends a text message to Nemain.
Great, thanks.
This, of course, so you're in the middle of the night, right? She might be awake, she might not, but it's going to take a little bit of time.
Of course, I don't think anyone expected that to be immediate, but it makes us feel like we're making progress, even if we ultimately retreat right now. Simon, did I get the sense that Kieran's theory is spot on with what Morning was trying to piece together?
What was it? Sorry, because I just...
That this thing hunts memories of godlings, not godlings' memories.
It's not spot on, as in it's exactly that, but it is the closest thing that you've gotten to so far. Yes.
Cool.
It feeds on something related to godlings. That is for sure.
Okay.
How it does so and why it does so. You don't know yet.
Okay. I mean, we can tell him not to look in its eye. It's very possible. Here's the thing. It's very possible if we leave right now, it comes tomorrow night and feeds on his memories of us, and he forgets that we left in the first place.
Oh.
Kitten.
Finbar has a point. It fed on the rice.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
did he ever tell us that?
Well, anyone who was present in the house when it happened would have seen it. Because remember, Dee threw the rice out, and the dog suddenly got like more interested for a split second into the rice and like vacuumed it
that's
off
right.
the floor.
Yeah.
That's right, Fenbar. What's the significance of the special rice day?
It's part of my gift from my my parent, so there's that thing.
Okay.
Not knowing if that was a distraction or if that did way
Right.
more harm than good.
Right, but that's an interesting thing because it's been all this time interested in this doohickey that what's his face has, and then as soon as you pull out the rice, it suddenly becomes much more interested in your rice, which is your gift from your ethereal parent or such. So that's something. That is something. Do you think it's worth staying another night to see if we can test a theory, to see if we can get it to be attracted to other gifts from our parents? See if that's what it is.
I don't really want to give it my sword.
Well, you're not going to give it to it, clearly, because we know that these things are, I mean, assuming that the thing is self-regenerating, like if they're copies sent out night after night that are just like one-hit wonders, you hit them and they're gone, and then it regenerates the next day, something like that. I mean, if it doesn't come back at all, then we know that you've killed it with your sword, wasn't a very powerful creature to begin with.
I mean, as much as I don't want to, if there's any chance for me to figure out what this thing is.
It was like smoke. So like I hit it with my sword, but it was like smoke. So when I hit it, it dissipated. Like it was not very physically strong, but also it only dissipated, Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't get that. You would know more about those. You didn't feel
hurt. It just felt gone.
Do you, and Finbar will ask that, do you know if it tried to feed on your sword?
I didn't feel it. I just hit it. So it would have had to feed very fast. But I just couldn't. It all just happened very fast.
Maybe it did.
Maybe it wasn't so much you hitting it with the sword, so much as you feeding it.
Yeah.
You just gave it a taste.
Or you overloaded it and it got what it wanted and it left.
I don't like the idea of not being able to fight something with my sword.
I don't like that either, because makes it more complicated. We have to figure out something else. I don't like the idea of not knowing how to deal with this thing if it ever shows up again. Especially if it shows up near any of us.
I just don't like what Baylor's presence here could mean, how it can be affecting potentially multiple planes. I don't know if what's happening in the garden is related, but it could be. And I feel like we're the only ones who can make a difference, and retreating isn't going to do any good. Maybe the sword doesn't help, but I can do other things. Like, I know some about the occult. I know you wouldn't be able to tell, but I do. I don't know.
For now, Finbar will add. For now, I don't think it does us any good to stand here and ponder. Nemaine might have an answer. She might not. We certainly do not have any answers at the moment, and unless one of us can ask a higher power, I think it'd be best to just maybe wait and see if it comes back. If it doesn't, then at least for tonight, we'll be safe. Mr. Bloom will be safe.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you get back inside, as you know, a certain amount of time has passed outside, Bloom is out of his room. He's warmed he's basically making tea. He has a kettle on the stove, and is, has laid out teacups for everyone on his table, and a sort of like assortment of like scones and biscuits and all that. It has. I felt like I should do something to help.
Thank you.
I know it's late, but I tried to think. I tried to remember, and there are swaths of my memory that are gone. But I remember something. It might be trivial. When I met Killian, he was bringing, well, not just him, but his car was being towed into the junkyard. He never did tell me why it broke down or anything. He didn't even seem to care. I think that's the part about him that got me to, approach him and talk, because his entire car looked in working order. Seconds, cat just got sick.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. Kittens, poor kittens. Carrie has now gone behind the desk, and the last time she did that, she did turn the internet off. So,
Oh no.
But heads up, she has knocked my camera over, and hopefully, that is the extent of the chaos she will cause. But yes. Also, I think that I am behind enough now that my character sheet is incomplete, and I do need to talk to Simon before we play again, because what if I can do more than hit things with my sword? You know? I don't want to. I want to be the most powerful godling I can be.
Like, what happens if any of like the Monchichi like army fights? Is it just gonna eat them? Oh no!
God, I hope not.
Just like
Oh gosh.
oh no!
Okay,
Is it trying?
we can check your sheet
Oh.
during break.
Oh, you heard me.
Yeah, I have wireless headset.
It's fine. No. It's fine because I think it may be between week breaks.
It could have been. Yeah, it could be.
But
So-
Finbar speaks up.
Yeah, it says he has an idea. Is it trying to remove all memories of the gods and their scions? Could. Bloom, you know, when Finbar says that out loud, Bloom says, "What
Well,
gods?"
I think we still have the thingy do up. Do we, Hannah?
Well, if you came back inside,
Yeah.
you're no longer speaking among
Oh,
yourselves.
did we? Okay.
Yeah.
Did we leave the house?
Did we-
No, we
thought-
never left the house.
we
We
never
stayed
left
in
the
the living room.
Yeah, Morning
Yeah.
specifically said, I don't want to leave the house. So we were just having our powwow in the living room while he was off in his room.
Yeah.
With
just-
Kieran's knack. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean, gods?
Oh.
Honey.
That's right. Poor man.
Before I forget, yes, the car.
The car. Right, the car.
He brought it. There was nothing wrong with it. I
Do you know where this car is now?
well, it never was destroyed. I hid it in the junkyard. I wanted to figure out what was going on with it, and maybe, well, that was before we became friends, but I thought maybe I could resell it, you know, make a quick couple of pounds on the side.
But it's still there.
Should be, yeah.
If we're going to stay another night, we could spend some of the day checking out Killian's creations. D, it's possible you would be able to learn more by investigating this car. Now Morning is very obviously trying to avoid words like God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Scion.
Maybe we can find something about it or
Into
anything
cars.
else.
Yeah.
Although if it's too closely tied, it could just be like the torque.
Right.
But it's worth a try.
But if it was created with the torque, maybe it's a step away.
It's entirely possible. Yeah, that seems like a thing.
I mean, if we're gonna stick around, I'd hate to do nothing for a day.
Are you gonna come back? You know, if something happens.
Sure. I mean, I'm saying we would stick around for another night at least, right?
Yeah. And then go from there, right?
Right. But we don't want to just crash on your couch all day.
Oh no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't have room, and you know he motions to the more or less ordered mess that's in his house. There is a couch, but there's like room for one person to sleep on it, and that's it. It's not a pull-out couch or anything of the sort. Then, unless you have anything else that you wish to discuss, we'll do tea time and fast forward next morning as sun rises and a new day dawns on the little village of Donard. The dog never showed up again. You're all in the house. I would like to know who has the torque at the moment. Who's holding on to it?
We'll say Eddie is, because he had an idea.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Eddie's just thinking about it and possibly wondering if he can use it to craft his own weapon.
Oh.
He wants his own relic, since his dad didn't bother to give him one. Unlike some other deities out there who thought that they should arm their warrior kids with a weapon.
But the Monkey King. You're gonna have to work for it. But mechanically, yes, it's entirely possible, by the way.
Yeah. So that's basically what he's sitting there thinking about is what kind of weapon to craft for himself. And also kind of wondering how he can activate it to do said crafting.
Well, what Finbar told you is it's supposed to be as simple as just wearing it.
Yeah, I guess he will just put it on and hang on to it for a bit since he's the strongest one around so far.
So, you all wake up. The torque is still around your neck, by the way. And a new day is dawning. I assume you're moving, yeah. Oof. You're going to, back to England?
Yep.
Okay. You take the ferry. Oh, by the way, your friends from Celtic Security? Yeah, they didn't wait in Donard overnight.
Yeah, no, we figured that they would.
After a while, oh, is it Maven Video were like, yeah, no, I think they forgot about us. As much as your supernatural presence helped, like at some point the influence wanes and they're just like, what are we doing here? I know we're paid, but like, shift's over. Let's go home.
Like 12 hours later, it's like, what we do?
So, you take the ferry back. So, take a ride back to Dublin, ferry back to England, and then probably the train all the way to Lincolnshire, and eventually to the junkyard, which, remember, has been sold to someone else and is in the process of being cleared out. There's a construction crew here, a handful of heavy machinery, cranes, bulldozers. They're basically just shoving everything on the one side You don't know what for, but they're like methodically clearing away parts of the junkyard. The first thing that went was the office, if you will, the little building that was there. Same building where Bloom used to live. It's been taken down completely. It's loud, very loud. But that is all. What do you do? I mean, none of them, by the way, seem to have... Like, you're far enough away when you see this that, like, you're not trespassing or anything. No one waved you away or told you to get out.
Is there anything in here that has a particularly, I don't know, loud presence?
Oh, there's so much here. I was honestly expecting something a little more quiet. There's just suppose I could ask some of the other vehicles, see if there's anything like in the unusual cars here. Although I don't know how cooperative, you know, former cars are going to be. Spirits are usually not in the greatest mood, so.
Most of them are, let's say, wounded, injured.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's very much like, would be the equivalent of going into an ICU.
Yeah. They're just waiting until, like, the whatever, like, thing they're tied to just, like, goes away at some point, and it's... Also, he's just wandering in here, like, just kind of, like, staring at, like, and talking to, like, junk at this point. I don't know if anyone...
No, oh, sorry. You do what?
Just gonna go into the junkyard and just start, like, yeah, just asking any objects if there's anything unusual, things that haven't necessarily, like,
Well, by the time
succumbed to the elements that, like, because I think she has the idea that, like, if this car is, like, you know, special, it's gonna, like, maybe be not as worn as the other ones.
For starters, before you can ask anyone or anything, as you approach the junkyard, a kind of burly construction worker gets out of his crane and just goes, "Yep, up, 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 up. I'm not supposed to be here. It's dangerous."
That's when Eddie is just going to nudge Kieran.
Yeah, we're supposed to be here.
Says who?
Well, it says me. I've come to inspect this place because we've got someone interested in it, looking to buy out the contract for this here junkyard. You're just the workers, right? You're here to, you know, get rid of this stuff.
Well, look at Mr. All High and Mighty over here. You got your paper? Got a badge or something?
I got a badge, and I'll pull out my key, and it's a badge. Any other questions?
Nah, it's alright. You and your team can go in. Just, we're on a tight schedule here, so whatever it is you do, you do it fast.
Don't worry, we'll be out of your hair in no time.
Yeah. And, he basically will, take up, like, his radio, tell everyone to stop working for a bit. You see, like, the bulldozers stop in their tracks, the other crane basically just, like, puts down whatever it was lifting, whatever piece of junk was there, and then all of the, like, construction crew sort of get together, and just start, like, chatting and smoking.
Hey, before you go, while you've been doing your rounds at this place, have you seen any cars? Or we're specifically asked to look for cars as part of our inspection.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch over there. And he points to, like, a hill made out of car parts.
Oh, boy.
He says, yeah, we haven't cleared everything, so there might still be some around.
That's
Fantastic.
when Eddie's just going to roll up his sleeves and make his way over there.
So I think, yeah, like, once we get to that, like, I guess there's the card that she's going to ask, like, not necessarily just cars, but any objects, if there's anything here that's unusual, anything that hasn't succumbed in the way that everything else here.
Before you ask that, because it might influence my answer, what is Eddie doing?
Eddie is going to start organizing the pile of car parts and cars to see if he can find what they're looking for. So he's probably going to use these guidance and feedback in the direction in which he's going to be
Okay.
digging.
But
he's not going to be hiding his strength. He'll be benching cars
we're all
while he's doing this.
We're being very, very strange. Like, it's just like...
you happen upon the I don't know, what could it be? Random object in a broken down washer, like washing machine.
Yeah.
What? If I see anything strange?
Yes, like a car that doesn't rust or is more intact than the rest. Something that doesn't seem to have any reason to be here.
There's a car. What's it? Does it wash clothes?
No, it drives a vehicle.
A vehicle to wash clothes?
To transport people.
There's a lot of things in here.
I know it's masking a lot of you, but yeah, if there's anything, it's very important that we find this car.
Couldn't you just yell out Killian's car? Do you think it'd answer if you just yelled out, "I'm looking for Killian's car"? Killian's car? Could you answer the white courtesy phone?
Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
You get a lot of things saying, "Yes, I am Killian's car." They kind of just don't understand. Yeah. I think
But
like if Eddie asks that, it's like they kind of don't operate by human rules. Their consciousness is slightly different. There's a lot of things that they kind of don't, that are alien to them. So if I were to ask, they would all just say yes. They would want some. They're basically starved for attention here, and they will kind of do anything to be useful. So it would just end up being like a lot of like if you were to like offer a bread to like a bunch of seagulls, it's like that. It's honestly it's irritating.
oh, hey, an offering. Yeah. I know what you're looking for then.
Do you?
You're looking for something that doesn't belong.
Yeah.
Something that isn't in has been rendered useless and broken like we are.
This is how we find a body. This is how this is like hold up.
I can tell you for a price.
Of course. That's why I have the bag. What do you want? Anything that could help.
I want to feel useful again. I want you to put clothes and soap in me.
All right.
Water.
I guess we'll just take it home.
No, it's how is the actual like basin of the washing machine still like
It's not
is
even
it full
there
holes?
anymore.
Oh.
It's just like the outer hall
Oh my god, okay.
and like the lid.
Oh, okay. I guess. All right, fine. Eddie is going to look into the washing machine and then glance around. Is he getting any sort of inspiration on how to start repairing this thing?
More or less.
Let's
It's not necessarily a divine inspiration when you look inside. It's mostly like you see that the interior has been gutted out
oh god, that's
completely.
Frankenstein this washing machine.
You could repair it. Like, I mean, okay, let's not say repair, let's say jury rig
Mm-hmm.
with like anything that is a cylindrical container, like maybe like an oil barrel or something that you could poke holes into, but there's like all of the other like the machinery behind what makes it spin and all of that you need. You're fairly certain that you could find the pieces here. It's a junkyard after all.
Like how much of the mechanism needs to work for these things? Like I've dealt with like machines. How much of the, or is it like the use, like the ritual that goes through it, like the whole like, you know, put the thing and press a button, put the soap in.
So spirits are mostly they identify themselves according to their purpose.
Yeah.
So to a washing machine, it feels whole when it can do what it was made to do.
Yeah.
And it's very strange because those would be like spirits of like manufactured things, because it's a jumble of a bunch of other spirits put together.
Yeah, it's a very like, this is like, oh, it's weird because like I imagine if that's true, it's like a crowd talking to you at once. It's wondering why she probably doesn't like to talk to machines that much. It's just like, oh, it's
weird.
It's not like a tree. This is like you put like 30 trees together, and it's like now they're like they all want the same thing, and they just talk to you.
What I can tell you, if you wanted to like repair it or put it at least in such a state that it can be used maybe like a handful of times before it breaks.
Like just once.
That would be. It would take a couple of hours to get it to work, of course. But The check is...
I'm hoping that some of these construction guys are just watching. What the fuck? What the hell are they doing? Doing this watching.
Trying to find... Oh, okay. That's it's very, very useful. Thank you, book. I forgot that crafting in this game does not require a check at all. Okay, so we're gonna go with cunning. Cunning and technology.
Do I get any sort of bonuses or whatnot with
Not
the?
from the torque.
Oh,
So
can
mechanically, the torque gives you access to forge. You
Mhm.
would still need to put XP in it for it to unlock the boons that go with it. It's like the most basic relic that exists. But with it, however, for example, what Eddie wanted to do earlier, the first level boon from the forge thing is you lower the you can automatically craft things that are like one step higher, which means that, you know, a human could craft something that is almost divine, if you will, like, or magical, if we think like in D&D terms, and then of course a Scion could do something that's even better. But those are all things that that need to build XP. However, I forgot, you have the innate power from the Forge domain while you're wearing it. And it is that your handiwork is infallible. Whenever one of your craft projects would suffer flaws due to the complications of delicate work or other sources, subtract 1 point from the total amount of flaws down to a minimum of 0. Meaning, when you craft something, if you fail, you have to give it a flaw, right? So, for example, you're jury rigging a tier 1 object, right? So that will automatically give it a level 2 flaw. The most basic, what it is like it needs to be refueled every time it's used. So maybe because like your washing machine, which by the way won't run on electricity, or if it does, you're going to need a power source nearby. So that could
I was going to hook it up to a car battery or something.
Yeah, so that could be, so your flaw would be -1, so you wouldn't even need to do that anymore.
Nice.
However, you'd have like another flaw, a lower one. Like it could be like, for example, it has the loud tag. It makes a lot of noise.
Oh, I was just going to say it doesn't have a hot water cycle.
That could be another flaw. Like it's because we're talking about a very mundane thing. However, I still need a check. The entire, like, everyone can participate if they want to.
Yeah.
Because the goal is to have as many successes as possible.
Because yeah, Dee also has something. She has that so I can help.
Okay. I'm looking at a total of 4 successes to repair it.
I have no idea what I can do to help.
Oh, it's as simple as just like scrounging in the junkyard for pieces, for parts.
Okay. What would that roll be?
It's all the same roll, cunning plus technology.
Okay.
Like,
oh my.
in the narrative, it's probably Eddie just asking like everyone, okay, I would need something for this, I would need a piece of that, I would need XYZ, and everyone just spreading out. And
Oh please. Okay, good. Hey.
What?
All right, so that's 3 successes. We're just waiting. Morning, do you also give them a hand?
No,
Okay.
she's live streaming.
Yeah, we roll for Finbar at this.
Yes, I can roll for Finbar.
Look at these. My friends are digging through the garbage.
Look at my friends digging through the garbage.
Aren't they cute?
And yes, Finbar has 1 success. So, as Morning is just filming all of you, climbing up hills of trash and like flinging objects left and right.
It's very
Finally-
funny. We're getting a lot of comments about
dirty.
how dirty you all are.
The construction crew is just astonished or at what's happening. They don't understand. Like, weren't you supposed to inspect cars?
We are
Yeah, we
inspecting
got
cars.
a side project, and Eddie has taken his shirt off, so he's doing this all with topless, rippling muscles and all that stuff.
Of course, the live stream has a few comments on,
Yeah,
on Eddie.
I would assume so.
You get everything together. Takes about 2 hours. Once everything is up and running, you find water somewhere. Hook it to the car. I mean, you can just buy water at any nearby convenience store. Enough to fill a washing machine. Put which clothes, like, do you just go grab like clothes somewhere, or
You know what?
Someone's got a jacket.
Yeah, like I think Dee's hoodie is like probably real gross. It's like you want it. You know
Yeah,
what?
Kieran's got some
Yeah.
sort of jacket or something.
it only needs like one thing.
It can't
It could be
like it can't get any worse. Like she's been digging like through like probably like
I think the Monkey King shirt would survive.
you know
So-
what? It's
Are you sure
he'll
it's
put-
not
he'll
dry
put his-
clean only?
Yeah.
I don't trust
You know
him.
what? It's a really good thing that D can't get like tetanus. It's just like, you know what? I can just dig through these rusty things. It's fine. Ouch. You know, well, it's like that's fine.
Yeah, you need to be less careful than everybody else.
Yeah,
Probably
just like,
why
I-
you got 3 successes.
Oh,
Yeah,
is that
just
one
like,
of your
yeah.
godling purviews? Impervious to tetanus?
Yeah, it's like certain sick. Yeah.
So the washing machine begins to work. It makes one hell of a noise. It sounds like you've just filled it up with bricks. It shakes so much that it actually moves like a couple feet away from where it was when you plugged it in.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes, I feel whole again! What you're looking for? The, thing to put people in. It's under that thing. And it sort of like shakes
Mm-hmm.
in kind of one direction more than
Yeah.
another.
Yeah.
So it's at the far end of the junkyard. There's just a pile of, like, one of you actually climbed up on that pile, but like never dug entirely through it. It's about like 15 feet high.
Oh.
And it's a mix of like broken car parts, parts of a house. Like, there's a lot of like, construction material in there.
Mm-hmm. Good. Everything's
and-
piled up.
We're gonna go to break on that as Eddie begins to move everything out and reveal under a Toyota Tercel. And we'll be right back.
Sweet.
So, the Tercel. Tiny beige car. Hidden under a pile of junk. By the way, Eddie, as you unearth the car, you can hear the cheering of the construction workers in the back. They see you. And I don't know if Morning is filming.
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
lot of people see what's going on. But as you unearth the car, Eddie, it's not even damaged. Like, no dents, no paint. Like, the scratches on the paint, nothing. And I mean, there was probably like a ton of, like, not hyperbole, like a ton of junk on it. And yet, not a scratch.
He's just going to look at it oddly. And then he's going to continue to clear things enough just so that he could then actually lift the car out, turn it around, and plant it back down in a clear area so that they could investigate it further.
So you, like, make room around the car, enough that you can now, safely walk around without bumping into anything. None of the windows are cracked. Not even the side mirrors. Which, you figure would have probably been broken.
This thing would have been
after
very
time.
messed up.
Yes.
Well, this is something. And, hey, Kieran, try keying the car.
All right. He'll take his key. I am aware of what is going to happen here, but Kieran is too stupid to think about this in advance. And he will try to key the side of the car.
When you key the side of the car, it makes the, like, scratching sound that you would hear, like, metal against metal. But nothing. No, it does not explode. You are not flung back. There's just no damage to it.
Oh, I can't really say much for the make and model, but this is peak craftsmanship.
It's durable, at least. I mean, that thing had to be under, like, there's nothing wrong with it.
Hey, quick question. Is the wheel on the right side or the left side?
It's on the left side. No, right side. It's on the right side. It's a British model, yeah.
Oh. Does it talk?
Do you ask it?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
You ask the car if it talks, and it does not reply.
He's just going to nudge D. All right, go on. Do your thing.
All right.
You,
All right, Toyota Tercel, do you have a spirit within you?
You connect to the spirit inside the car, and you know how as humans we can differentiate, an animal. Different animals by just looking at them, or even if you hear the sound of an animal, you kind of know instinctively, like, oh, this is a dog, this is a cat, this car is a horse.
Oh. That's strange.
And It answers only with whinnies and neighing. It has the same... I'm not going to say the same intelligence as a horse, because, horses, if you speak to their spirit, would be it would be a lot different than trying to communicate with them otherwise. But it's kind of the same thing. So the spirit inside, let's say it's is primitive. There is a will, right? But it's... I mean, give me intellect occult.
Okay, intellect occult. I've probably run across things like this before. Three success.
So with 3 successes, the spirit inside is brand new. You understand that this object was created devoid of anything. It was made in a vacuum with material that is not from this world. And it was made to resemble a very mundane car. And its purpose, the person that created it, gave it sort of the same purpose as a horse. Hence why it's slowly developing like a horse spirit inside. Probably because the person that created it literally did not know any better. Like when morning arrived, and she didn't really know what the iron carriages were. Same principle.
All right. Y'all, I have some good news and I have bad news about this. Good news, this is definitely that car. Bad news, this is a horse.
Like in the Bon Jovi song?
Who's Bon Jovi? she's 18. She maybe doesn't know.
Sacrilege.
Who is Bon Jovi? I mean, I don't even like Bon Jovi, but...
I mean, we're all looking at the same thing, right? This is clearly a car.
Yes, it's a car. But it was created with an intent that it's not a car, but a horse. And it has a horse's intelligence and method of communication, which is not going to be incredibly useful to us, I think, as far as like getting straight details down on this thing.
Do we know a horse whisperer?
If we can, once the live stream is over, Morning talks to horses, right?
Morning owns a horse. I don't know about talking to them.
Because I can't talk to horses. I can't.
The thing is that I don't even think Morning's horse thinks it's a horse.
Yeah, so we have it. This is not unusual, but usually with vehicles have more of a human aspect to them because they're made by people and they live in the world. This one, I think, due to its creation, is a horse.
So what you're trying to say is that there's no happy medium where the two of you can speak the same language to figure out this horse's story.
I can talk to spirits, but I can't talk to animals. But if it, there might be something. Maybe we can ask it to, if it can find its creator, it might have that.
Hold up. Didn't you talk to those gophers back at What's-His-Face's house?
Yeah, but they were creations. They've lived with him. They've absorbed everything around it, which is like civilization.
So
It's not an
fine.
actual gopher. It's a spirit of an object that looks like a gopher that was a gopher.
All right.
Well, that's fine. We'll just have to, I don't know, take it in and raise it for a bit.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of the body here, but maybe we can.
I mean, it
maybe
would-
we can upgrade it into
I mean-
like a Mustang or something.
I mean, it'd be a shame to leave it here. Yeah, as
Do-
is.
Speaking of What's-His-Face, do you think that he might have the capability to talk to animals? He was surrounded by them. I know he's like a hunter or whatever, but
Maybe.
Or what about Winnie? Do we
Could
know
be.
if she has the capability of talking to animals?
That might be a possibility. I think if D is going to kind of wave Morning over to the vehicle.
Oh, be right back, everyone. And then she'll mute it and like walk over. Hey, what's up?
Okay, we found the car. That's the car. You might know something more about what's going on. So, like I've told the rest of them, good news and bad news. Good news, that's definitely the car. Bad news, this car is a horse.
Oh, I know horses. I don't know cars.
Do you know how to speak? When you speak to Midnight, can you talk to horses? I don't know everyone's capabilities, so like, can you?
Well, no. I mean, I can like, horse. I have some affinity to horses, but it's not like so much I talk to them so much as I just Midnight is, like on the same wavelength.
Wait. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, like horses won't attack me and we get along okay. So I think I kind of like just casually pet the car, even though Morning's not entirely sure now that Dee has said this car is a horse. Morning's just kind of like, but I can't speak to it in so many words
Yeah, I mean,
yet.
you can treat it like a horse, because the problem with I can talk to spirits. Spirits aren't animals,
Right.
even though I did talk to that gopher that one time, but that was an object thing. So we're at a point where I can talk to it like a horse, but it's not going to. I can't it can't give me the details. But we might be able to see if it can maybe this is a long shot, but see if it knows where its creator, if it can find its creator.
Yeah, it might could take us somewhere. Let me just sign off really quickly. And so Morning unmutes her stream and says, "Hey, all of my friends here, do you need my help? This car is a horse. And since I have a horse, well, I have a unicorn. You all know that. Since I have a unicorn, I'm going to help with this horse." And she points to the car. But I will absolutely be back. Every step is another adventure. And this one, not sure where it'll lead yet, but I'll let you know what this horse has to say. What kind of animal is your car? Signing off for now. Let me know next time. Bye-bye. And then she
Hopefully your
stops.
car is not yeah.
Morning doesn't know. Morning doesn't understand this. For all she knows, Eddie's car is also an animal. It's just like a bull or something, like.
Eddie, Eddie is going to go over to the washing machine and fetch his shirt.
Mhm.
And it's probably still soaking wet, but he's going to put it on anyways. And then he's going to get into the left side of the car
Mhm.
and sit there for a moment and then realize that he's in the wrong side of the car. And so he's just going to hop back out and walk around the car and get into the driver's seat.
There are no keys. I don't know how you're gonna.
He's just going to pet the dashboard and be like,
Uh-huh.
all right, we got to go. We're
right, buddy.
going to go someplace.
She's gonna talk to the horse. It's like, all right, buddy. We want to take you out of here because it seems like you're doing a whole lot of nothing. But if you want to come with us, we can do something to maybe help your the person that made you. And driving or running around would be a lot more fun than just sitting here forever. So, wouldn't mind starting up. We can get you out of here, and we can take you to other cars. And
The
I have a horse who could be your friend.
I'll fill you up with premium.
the engine begins to purr, and then rattle, and then with a clank, 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 it dies.
well, what's
Oh
wrong?
no.
You killed the horse.
No!
No such thing.
It's not dead. I don't think.
He's just going to pop the hood and then climb out of the car and look under it.
When you open the hood, you are met by the sight of a small. Holy shit! Okay, let me describe it. It is a small humanoid,
Oh
Okay.
God.
about yay high, like 3/4 of a foot. Legs, right, that are mostly covered by a long skirt that reaches about like knee length. The waist is cinched with what appears to be like thick rope-like material that makes like a very big belt. And then the top, the entire top of the figure, is like a cylinder with a rounded cone tip. Let me put it in our Discord because I mean, I have the words to describe it. I just don't know if I should.
Oh no.
Really, Simon?
Oh no.
I see.
Oh no.
And when you pop open the hood, the entire top of this like humanoid sort of unfurls, and
It looks like a bullet.
it looks like a bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
But that's what it looks like when the creature has its head down. Because as it unfurls, you notice that it's the hood, so the rounded like tip of the bullet, right, is just a hood that it's wearing. Yeah,
You know
The
what?
tip,
You know
the
what?
tip is a
very
hood.
hard.
This
It
is- this is-
very
What?
hard,
It's a
y'all.
good thing Morning signed off because this is against you.
Yeah. Once this shows up, Eddie is just going to put his hand over Morning's eyes.
Morning has no clue why. None.
And there's a little bearded person. It's like holding the rest of the rest of like what was the cylinder was like a cloak, right? And once it's like begins to move, you can see that it's like a cloak with a hood and there's a person inside. A little bearded fella. Looks up at you. So all of their hair is brown, like the color of bark, and their skin is completely green.
So was there not an engine here?
And instead of an engine inside, is a little campfire, a couple of logs, moss, and a house made out of a hollowed out mushroom. This. Hey.
What the? What? You look at Eddie like. What?
Honestly, I've seen as much weird crap as you guys, but this takes the cake. Karen, could you check
I was
trunk?
expecting like a possum in there or something. What the hell is this?
Is Eddie still covering Morning's eyes?
No, he'll move his hand. And
Hi! Now that she's realized there's a creature there.
Hi.
Who are you?
Telephone.
Telephone? I'm Morning. These are my friends.
Hi. What you doing here?
Looking for Gillian.
There's no killing here. And the hood just closes.
Wait. Definitely knows where Killian is, right?
Eddie is just going to.
It's just like
Eddie's going to go back and he's going to pop the hood and the trunk, and he's going to look at the trunk really quick.
do we like?
So the trunk has a spare tire, and nothing else. It's a regular like empty car trunk.
Okay, and then he's just going to look back under the hood. Is there like anything here that indicates like they're looking into some sort of like portal into some world, or is it like legitimately an
Yeah, I
engine?
think.
So when you open the hood back up, Telephone is like sitting on a log, again, immobile, so immobile. So it looks like again that bullet thing, and
Like the hooded tip.
with the hooded tip. Yep. But it doesn't seem like you're looking at a portal. In fact, you know, without being focused on the tiny diminutive creature, the grass, like the moss,
Mm-hmm.
is all artificial. It's astroturf.
Eddie is going to touch it just to test it out, see if he can even move a piece of it.
The grass?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like someone laid out a carpet. Like someone built a miniature sort of Smurf village
God.
inside the hood of a car. And the moment you touch it, telephone just pops back out of his hood and says, "Oh, hey, keep your hands off the lawn, please."
Telephone, is this your horse?
What's a horse? Oh, no.
Whose horse is it?
It's not a horse. I think I understand the problem here. This is a car. We're in 2021. This has replaced animals as the principal mean of transportation for
No
mortals.
shit.
No, Telephone. I know this is a car, but it's also a horse.
You're not supposed to know that. Not
Right.
unless you're special.
I am. I'm a
Oh,
warrior
think
queen.
you are. Sure, lady. Keep telling yourself that.
I can show you my sword.
No, don't. He just, you see, See, Eddie's just gonna put a hand over Mornings before she draws the sword. I'm like, no, we're not waving swords around here at cars.
I can show. Hey,
What?
It's not a car, it's a horse.
she's gonna look at this thing, and then she's gonna turn into a fox.
Oh shit!
Do foxes eat penis brownies?
Can we just try to talk to the cock gnome, please?
Well, no, and then she's gonna turn back. It's like, that's special enough.
Do you say that out loud?
What?
Me?
Yes.
Yes!
His voice changes and says, I am not phallic. So here's the thing. Let's take a moment out of game to explain what this is to all the players, because it's hilarious. This is called a Jani Kukulati, or I think that's how it's pronounced. So it's a type of Gaulish mythology. It's a spirit, okay? They're about 1 foot tall. They're basically the inspiration for the Smurf.
God damn it.
But they fly into a rage whenever someone points out that their hoods look phallic. They are the children of a minor child god of healing. Which is very strange because I have no idea where like the phallic symbol comes from. Archaeologists just think that it's because it was easier to carve back then, because most of them were carved out of wood or like, you know, soft stone. Except the one I posted in chat. That one's made out of bronze. It's a lot later. But yes, maybe that specific bronze one had like a dual use.
Well, this thing's so wait, this thing is in the realm of my purview. This thing, this spirit. Oh,
it's
good.
It's
good.
not a spirit as much as it is kind of like the crows that follow.
Yeah,
you
it's a
around.
crow. Yeah, I mean it's
So if you were
Great.
playing like if Killian was a player, imagine that the player that plays Killian spent XP to have this with him.
Oh, bad choice of spending XP.
I'm from a warrior culture that venerated strong men. Can you guess why?
Is that sexist? Morning's learned terms on the internet.
I mean, the iconography is pretty on the nose.
It is evident. Yes.
I
was pretty
am-
much 100% of the world back then, and now
I am a warrior queen.
In training.
that's an oxymoron, lady.
I am going to destroy you.
No, let's not destroy. Wait. Let's not
No, we
destroy
can't.
just yet. Maybe we can
Morning, we
raise you
can't.
with
We
the.
can- this
the
isn't
gentleman.
like the chat. We can't banhammer this thing, right?
Fine. You talk to us, and then I destroy you.
No, we're not going to destroy you. That's hyperbole. How long have you? My God, I can't look directly at it. How long have you been living in How long have you been living in this car?
I reckon about 15 years.
15.
Well, it's been a little lonely all by myself.
Were you living in this car when it belonged to someone?
It's always belonged to someone.
That's not helpful. Were you living in this car when it belonged to a man named Killian?
Oh, yeah. I kind of lived here.
Are you?
Did he put you in here?
I kind of chose where I went.
He's a self-driven man. He chooses where he lives. Are you what drives this car to start? Are you the power behind the vehicle?
Well, I am a power. That car's not going anywhere.
Could it go anywhere? If you were to use your powers to make the car go.
I can, but I won't.
And why is that?
1, I don't wanna. 2, I don't know you. 3, I've been asked not to make a move anywhere, so it stays here.
Eddie is just going to pick up a small pebble and toss it in the air and catch it. Hey, who told you not to go anywhere?
Mister, none of ya.
He's going to
None
flick
of ya business. Ah!
the pebble straight at the little dude's hood.
I mean, to him, it's like receiving a boulder to the face. It sends him like tumbling, spinning, and it gets back up.
So wait, though, that wasn't just like clothing. That was an actual piece of his body that I just.
Oh
flipped
no
it
no!
at.
no I thought like, because the hood is like
Oh, okay.
back.
I thought it was pointy tipped and a little bit higher, but
Oh, well, that's only when his head is like, if he puts his head down and the hood up,
okay.
that's when it looks like a point.
So he's going to fling the pebble as if he was playing that paper football game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, sends him tumbling.
Hey, he's our only source of information. Can we stop with the violence against the cocknome, please?
I am not a cocknome.
I think.
And you can feel
Dee
the
has
car
lost. I think she just
shake.
starts laughing. She just starts
All right,
laughing.
fine, knob brownie, whatever.
The headlights
pixie.
turn on, and
Sparky.
the entire junkyard begins to, like, the light begins to dim around you. It says, take it back.
You know what? No. Well, we're not going to get it pushed around by some little punk like you.
And he jumps at your face. It is very
Christ!
ineffectual, by the way.
No!
There's the little, like, gnome on you, and he's like trying to, like, I don't know, pull your skin apart. Like, it's got the relative strength of a Smurf. So aside from pinching, it doesn't do much. Like, he tries to bite your cheek. It's cute in a way.
Yeah. No, Eddie is just going to slam his face into the hood of the car.
Oh,
Like Eddie is going to
God,
slam
man.
his face.
Don't kill the penis pixie. He's the only thing.
He's
Morning just looks level at Kieran and says, I am going to kill the penis pixie.
Kill him after he makes the car start. Look at this. It's working.
I'm being patient.
Just make him mad.
telephone, by the way, is just as indestructible as the car. When you smash your face in,
The
he doesn't
worst
break
engine.
and the car doesn't dent.
Does he let go?
But yeah, there's like so it's indestructible, but it can feel pain.
Sure.
So yeah, it's a little winded by that.
So Eddie's head just snaps back up, and he stumbles around a bit because he just headbutted an indestructible car. And then he's going to turn around and put his fists up as if he was about to fight off Morning because he's a little disoriented.
Are you done making fun of me and my fashion choices?
Oh, get him back in the car.
Oh, it can walk back in.
Oh, I thought it was still attached to Eddie's face.
No. When
Oh,
Eddie
no.
knocked him,
Oh,
he
no.
Okay.
stayed.
Good.
Well, what are you waiting for, Dick Gremlin? Get back to where you came from.
I'm not a dick. And I feel like y'all deserve a lesson. And we'll end on this image as the car begins to grow in size. And so does the entire junkyard. And it grows and it grows until
wait, no.
it looks like the hood of the car is like 10 stories high.
You little.
And the camera will pan away, and we see that everyone is now like 3/4 of a foot high.
Great.
I am going to punt this penis pixie so far.
Punch him in the dick.
And that's where we're gonna end today.
Okay.
How we doing?
I love this. This is
He's a lot.
I did not. This was not in the realm of anything I thought, but it's just really funny. I hope that morning is absolutely enraged by this little whatever it is.
Yep. I
Having a good time?
Yeah.
I think next week will probably be this, well, telephone's reckoning.
Yes. I will reckon with telephone.
Oh, I figure.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all can probably climb the car anyway, because you're not human. So he can do a lot to people that aren't Scions. He doesn't really know that.
You get the hint that this thing was buried for a reason. It's like, okay. No.
If my car was possessed by this guy, I'd send it to the junkyard too.
Yeah.
The
Forever.
car's not possessed.
It is.
He's made a home in here. Like,
Yes.
if you can't evict him, just get rid of the whole damn house. Like,
Bury that.
But maybe he's an actual legal tenant of the car.
oh, does he have paperwork? Does he have a badge?
I mean, we'll see next.
Possession's 9/10 of the law. This is ours now.
But please, friends, as we end today's.
Oh God,
game-
where people watch? Where are the rest of the construction crew
Construction
working?
workers.
We're just watching this.
Just watched Eddie smash his face into the car. Oh no.
It's a very strange day for them.
They're like, they have a permit. It's not our problem anymore.
Well, they don't know. They saw Eddie just throw shit around and then silence. And we'll see.
It's a weird day for them.
Players. Go around the table. Do you have any places that you're going to be this week and you want to shout it out? Please do so right now. And yes, we're gonna end on that today. So let's do the same order as we did the intros. We will begin with E.
Hey, I'm. This has been a delight. It's been so much fun. But yeah, I'm Lynn, Flying Cirrus on Twitter, Twitch, every place else. You can catch me later on this week on Tuesday on WebDM Twitch. We're gonna be playing a friends will be playing Picture Physique Roman, a crime game one shot on Tuesday. It should be a lot of fun. And on actually you'll catch me in about 45 minutes, and I'm gonna finish up the build of our Gunpla, our new Gundam. It's gonna be finished for today. Just a little bit of a day ahead, just to make sure weather didn't play any issue. But that's it for me.
Morning.
Hi, I'm Renee. I played Morning. We are both she, her, daughter of the Morgan, totally a warrior queen. Suck it, Telephone. Oh, also, I'm on Twitter at RayDNR. I do things, but it's been kind of a weird few months, so I'm glad to be back playing Scion with friends and working on podcast projects and other things, which you can all find on that Twitter, along with cute pictures of my cats. So,
Then we have Kieran.
No, I play Kieran. I am Hannah. You can find me at Hanimation Art on Twitter or Hanimation Studios everywhere else. And you can also find me back on this channel Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. with Anino to play some Sentinels. I'm in a Scion mood today. Sentinels. And then on, oh my gosh, it feels weird not to say Cyberpunk. Next Saturday, again, back here to play Scion. Actually play Scion. So fun stuff. Thank you for having me, Simon.
Next week we're going to be playing Gulliver's Tales. And Eddie.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino4K. I will be over on the Other Dog channel at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for forgot the name for a second. Edge of Paradox or Invisible Sun campaign. And then, as Hannah mentioned, over next week to Sentinels, where Biani will possibly die, and then back here again. Yep, that's it.
Biani's not going to die. We're not going to let him.
No,
I mean-
but Archer may die.
Oh, good.
Well, look, Archer disappeared last week, 2 weeks ago, last session, so we'll see what happens. But, yes, as for me, thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Thank you, players, for taking time off your Saturday afternoon to play some, I would say, mythic storytelling, but honestly, the junkyard thing is kind of strange. We'll see you all next Saturday here at 1. You can find me, if not here, on Sunday at 8 p.m. on Praxagorathus Mophoria's channel. We play Blue Rose, a romantic fantasy game. Then on Wednesday at 7:30, same on Praxis channel for Witcher, if you want to see me as a player in a Witcher game. And then on Thursday, Sentinels of the Multiverse, right here at 8:30. And then next Saturday for part 2 of whatever this is, and also probably the last episode before we get a guest in. So yeah, because I think in 2 weeks we're gonna have someone. We'll see. So on that note, thank you everyone for coming. We will see you next week. Bye bye.